Welcome to Midweek this week. It's going to be a great one because we got a couple of guests, and we get the opportunity in our church every year to do a really special thing. We started it about 12 years ago, and it's one of the things that God gave to us as a church is to be a church for the city. We're downtown, where 40,000 cars go past us every day. That's what the traffic folks tell us. And that kind of began to just continue to give us a vision. What does it look like when a church loves its city? Because the scripture says, through the righteous, a city is blessed. And that's always been one of my favorite passages. So one of the things that we did was we thought of ways to love the city. And so we started, back to Sherry, actually you were on our staff, and we were kind of just looking at various things in terms of how do we love this city. And we came up with this Christmas offering. And over the years, man, we have given it to a number of organizations. We did a dog training. We've done Isaac's Room. We've done the Mission. We've done some Monka Place, a score of others. And this year, we have two areas of focus. One, we all knew about this one, is the fires that just devastated the canyon and actually over to the coast and some other regions. So one of the areas of our focus this year is going to be what we call fire damage. And Sherry and Neil are going to be a part of helping us love our city and beyond. Sherry and Neil, you guys have been up the canyon helping, and you've been there a number of times. What kind of things have you seen up the canyon in terms of devastation and what's going on? What happens up there, Sherry?
It's heart-rending. It's powerful to drive by a home that's still just totally natural, normal. Right next door, complete devastation. The hills might be bare, and then there might be a patch of solid green. But to see the properties that have been destroyed by the fire, where there is literally nothing left, no frame, nothing, and people's treasures literally melted or turning to dust. It's widespread.
Neil, some of the things, today there's a team up there that has fallen some timber. But what kind of things have you been involved in, you and Sherry together, just in terms of serving up there?
Well, we went with the church from Vancouver, and we went to a lady's house in Gates, and she had lost everything, like Sherry said, all her mementos, all her collection of oil lamps and just different things. Everything she had in the world was gone. And so we helped clean up and clean the area, move all the timber and the metal and everything else, getting ready so she could get a trailer put on the property there. And we had the privilege of visiting with her a little bit while she was up there. She was a nice Christian lady, and she just knew that her reward was elsewhere, but she had lost everything she had.
Wow. As we raise funds from our church, Sherry, how do you envision, and we're going to be helping not only up the canyon, but we're also in connection with Faith Baptist over in Lincoln City. They had, I think it was 7 or 9 families in their church alone that lost everything. And so they're going to be kind of our connection over there. By the way, our association of churches in the Northwest has raised about $100,000. So we're kind of partnering together, all of us, and we're going to be helping up the canyon and also over in Lincoln City. But how do you envision some of this money helping?
The money will help dramatically by sending teams, and that's a huge part of it. There are people who go in and just walk in and start doing the work. It's really very dangerous to do that because we don't know what's in the ash, whether it's asbestos or other things that might be dangerous. So we feel very strongly that you need to be adequately protected with
Kind of hazmat suits?
Similar. I can't think of the name of the mask, but the good masks. Yeah. And then Tyvek suits, really good boots. So part of the funds we're hoping will help people with that because it is a little bit of an expense. There are many other ways, individual families, as the needs come up, those things could be looked at. But the initial thrust is preparing the teams to go up where it's not an immediate out-of-pocket for people who maybe can't afford that but would really love to help.
So we as a church are going to be raising these funds, but Neil, there's going to be some people watching today, and it's going to get out, and it's going to be great, and they're going to say, hey, I'll give money, but I want to go myself. Is that available to people in our church?
Yes, we look for a lot of volunteers because the one church that's going up there now doesn't have a lot sometimes. So the more people if we can get 10 or 15 people to volunteer a Saturday to go up and help clean a place, that would be great.
All right. So what we're going to do is if you want to be a part of the team to give, you can do that through the church, online, through the services we're going to be having services again this weekend. So if you want to help with the financial gift that we're going to take, kind of that focal point of the Christmas gift, absolutely. We want as much as we can to bless these folks. But if you want to join the team, the way you do that is just call the office, give us your name, and then Neil and Sherry are going to be calling you back. So thanks, guys, for all you do. Not only cleaning, but I know, Sherry, and a lot of work you're dealing in trauma and some certification that you recently received.
Right, trauma healing.
And you guys are doing a phenomenal job. Man, what servants. Thank you for helping us as a church be a church for the city.
It's our privilege.
Well, in addition, for our Christmas offering this year, we are going to be supporting our police department, in particular, kind of a special focus of our police department. And I want to welcome Clint Seeley, who is one of Salem police officers' finest. You're a detective, so thanks so much for coming today. And it's great to have you. How long have you been with Salem PD?
Almost 10 years.
10 years. And at that time, you certainly have done your time on the street, and now you're a detective. And you keep the city safe. So thank you. And Clint was telling me that he frequents our rest stop, which Salem Police Department have frequently told me is one of the best, right?
It is.
Absolutely. Clint, one of the things we want to support this year is the Salem Police Foundation. And I want our folks to be able to get kind of a picture of what that is. It serves directly our police. In some areas, interesting, we've heard a lot about police training and the need for some of those things, but I love the focus you guys are going to do with it this year. In the past, the Police Foundation has helped with what areas?
The foundation's helped with equipment that isn't technically within the budgeted items within the city of Salem. Things like trauma kits, tourniquets. We've received help with our canine units, with fingerprint technology, things like that are kind of extra, but the foundation really focuses on the men and women of the Salem Police Department and areas that they can support us where the city budget may not allow.
I'm sure you're aware, we recently had a break-in. Yes. And the guy came in and did believe it or not, about $86,000 worth of damage. It was the canine unit that found him.
Yes.
So that canine unit has benefited us. They were amazing.
Yeah.
Watching the canine unit work is like a gift from God for me. It's like those guys are incredible. So what's coming up ahead for the foundation that to me is like so exciting for us to this year partner with you?
Well, this year the focus is on officer wellness. There's many different programs within the city of Salem, and there's some programs really funded by the city, but this year's focus within the foundation is going to be what is not covered by the budget, and one of those aspects is the chaplaincy. We have a chaplaincy program that is budding and is growing, and we want it to grow more, and we want to be able to support our officers in those hard times and the relational aspects of the job. And then there's some other ways to support the family through that as well. Really wanting to bring in the family, the wives, the husbands, the kids, even extended family, to keep them connected, especially in today's climate and in today's COVID times, it's hard to stay connected. So that's one of the ways that the foundation is really going to step up and support us.
I'm thrilled that you guys, I'm aware of at least one or two of the chaplains, and I was a chaplain for 15 years with a different department, and it is unbelievably helpful. And actually, some of my favorite stories of my ministry life has been as a chaplain also, and so that's going to be exciting for us. So our Christmas offering this year, we're going to be, again, in 3 different areas. We're going to be with the fire damage up the canyon and also over at Lincoln City. We're going to help the Salem Police Foundation and the kind of the personal health and care of our officers. And we do that all the time in the rest stop. We see cards up there all the time. I don't know the actual number. And by the way, our church served a Thanksgiving dinner for officers on that day. And it was well received. I wish I could give you the number, but it was a lot of people that came through. And that rest stop has, I don't know. It
has quite the impact. I go there all the time, and I go to church here. But I've brought coworkers. A lot of our people use the rest stop every single day, every shift, and it is such a huge blessing. And if there's anything I can do to help keep that going, we really, really appreciate that.
Our church has a big heart for our city. We love serving our city. You're a part of our city. And the privilege of honoring you guys and serving you in this area of health and training this year, I think, is such a perfect opportunity for us to love our city. So thanks, Clint, for coming today.
Thank you.
And thanks, church, for loving our city so well. Well, this weekend, we get to be live. That's going to be so good. Saturday night, 6 o'clock, 100 of my best friends. We're all coming together. I hope you're one of them. And then Sunday morning, same times, 9 o'clock and at 11 o'clock. We'll be in 3 locations, and we have room for everyone. So it's going to be fantastic. The worship team is getting all ready. It's communion this weekend, and we have everything from gluten-free to calorie-free. Everything. And we have thought of you. Cannot wait to celebrate the Lord's table with you guys. So I hope you have a great week. I hope you had a really good Thanksgiving. And I hope you're as excited about the Christmas offerings as we are. I think they're so pertinent to what happened over this last summer. Fire damage, help training with our police department and their mental health and just physical health, all of the things that we're going to be a part of as a church. I love being a part of a church that is a church for the city. Have a great week. We'll see you this weekend.